Yeah, so we're recording again. First of all, Tolu, your music is so loud. Can you like reduce the volume when you play it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, our intro, you're in charge.
Have we started the recording?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Two Fake Friends. And this is our introduction to this week's episode. I'm gonna play this. And
Just do it like you're saying a lot.
hold on, like I need to prep guys. Like this is one of the biggest things that have happened in recent times. History will remember Joe Biden as an outstanding president who defended democracy at a moment of great danger. And I am proud to call him my president. The people who will decide this election are asking a very simple question: who will fight for me? One thing is for certain:
No,
Donald Trump is not
that this is a lot. This is a
the
lot.
question.
Tolu
I
is
am
a lot.
feeling
Tolu
hopeful.
is a lot. Is enough.
Okay.
First of all, Tolu, please don't turn our podcasts
So a
political.
political podcast, I hear you.
Yes.
All right, but like this is just conversation. Like I'm not American yet. I don't even reside there. But I heard Michelle's speech. I actually thought Michelle's speech was really, really dope, and like I really liked it because I was watching it live, right? And then I heard Obama's speech, and I'm like, this guy is just so fucking good, and I want to join the fight as well. Like he's saying he is looking for people to join the fight to kick off Trump from being president and all of that. And like you just want to be part of the movement, and it's just crazy and like phenomenal to have a couple who are both like excellent orators.
So I want to say something about that. I'm going to say two things. So the first thing is that do
Can
you
you
know?
let me finish first?
Okay,
Yeah, and that was just really brilliant. So yeah, everyone, welcome to this week episode of Two Fake Friends. You have your outstanding, exciting, phenomenal hosts here. T with the O, from the T to the O to the L to the U, and then there is the other person. What's your name?
okay.
What's
My
your name?
please leave me alone. People are not tuning into this podcast to find out my name, so free it. That's number one.
Alright,
Number
fair.
two is that I went to say something. Do you know I don't listen to Obama's speeches anymore?
That's
Um,
your loss. That's your loss first.
wait, allow me to talk now.
I'm just trying to allow you to talk too.
Okay. So it's because it reminds me a lot of my dad, right? And the last time I saw clips of speech like from the convention, the DNC convention in Chicago. And I was wondering, and it made me wonder that wait, did my dad like Obama and start copying him? Like maybe that's a thing, right? Like you don't think that your parents like at certain ages are still mimicking people that they like or things like that. But maybe
Hmm.
my dad was such a
Obama is an
fan.
influencer, so like it's possible that your dad
Yeah,
got involved.
exactly. So that's what it made me think about it. But also the thing is that they do have the same type of voice, um, the voice texture, the way they clear, the also like the strength in their voice. My dad also had like used to cut his hair like Obama, so and then they have the same type
I'm
of
just another black man.
yeah, but they have the same type of small heads. That's what I wanted to point out. Like their head is small.
I see. Probably
So,
is Kenyan.
hmm?
Probably
Yeah,
your dad is Kenyan.
my dad is not Kenyan, but like, so yeah, so that's why I don't listen to Obama's music because it kind of like takes
You
me
could
back.
listen to Michelle.
Wait, calm down now, Tolu. You're very hyper today. Do you have ADHD? I don't get it.
Yes, I have ADHD.
Anyway, so yeah, that's number one. Then number two is that
Wait, hold on. How about we? give you a fine for every time you say so on this podcast.
What would we give you a fine for? Because I'm pretty sure that you use filler
You
words.
have to you have to sing the song. So take my pain from beginning to the end. That's Omali song. If you say so, you will just
So
sing.
can you take what do you call that thing? What's the name of that thing again? Oh God, I'm forgetting my drug.
Do you mean chill pill?
No, I want an actual chill pill that you can take. Uh,
Mm,
what's the name of this thing? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting. Yeah, can you take drugs for your hyperactivity?
like Indomie.
Like,
Do you know Indomie actually sounds like a drug? Like if it was not a noodle, it could like if you're doing like brand case study for like a new drug, like Indomie would be a good name for like a drug that is addictive. It's like codeine, like Indomie. I saw this is
no,
funny
first
in
of
my
all,
head.
you're saying things that are not funny and laughing very well. I'm laughing too much. But you're also
Oh my
not
god,
letting me get
I think I'm
anything
one of the
good.
funniest
You
person
just want
in
to
the
be
world.
talking. Back, 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 back. No, I do agree that you're kind of funny. I
No,
think that that's what even.
weirdly one of the funniest people in the world.
Okay.
Like I'm arguably, undisputedly actually. Yeah, yeah. How are you?
I've not finished saying what I wanted to say before. Do you know?
Oh, please,
Yeah,
please.
exactly. This is what I'm explaining. There's something going on with you today. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know what it
I think
is.
it's the heat. The heat. It's quite of kind of hot today. It's 21 degrees.
You that grew up in Soboma in Port Harcourt.
Suboma is not a place; it's a person.
Oh, okay. You grew up in Rumo Okoro, and now we Wunye Wood.
You know, Port Harcourt is really cold
Really cold.
comparatively.
Yeah, to Lagos actually. Yeah, but not really cold.
Yeah, not really cold, but like comparatively.
It's comparatively, not comparatively. Anyway,
I don't agree with you, and I want to dispute it. Can you do?
you go and do it. Don't send me on errands for yourself.
I don't need to do it because I know I'm correct.
Okay, then free it now. I don't get.
All right, cool. You were
Okay,
saying
so
something. I'm waiting for
so the other thing I wanted to say was that I so you were talking about, oh, it's so great for like a man and woman that are great orators, blah blah blah. And during this week something occurred to me that men, the term like power couples and stuff like that. I think men care about that, or men are the people who care about that. Like I don't know. There are probably maybe women who care about like power couple or those sort of things. But I just realized that the reiteration, like people talking about it a lot, typically comes from men. And I'm just like, wait, is that how men actually see this thing? Me personally, I get irritated by the term power couple and the thought of it, but like I want
why
to
you
hear
don't
from
want
you.
power.
No, like the idea of coupling should be about like romance and love, not about power.
Hmm. So let's even take a double click on that, right? I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and they were talking about the glorification of traditional wives, especially in America, and how
Is that
like
why you sent me that
prevalent.
reel?
Real. Oh yeah. I was into it when they talked about ballerina farm and like all of that ecosystem of people, women in this case, who are groomed to become a wife in the traditional context of it, where their sole purpose is to please the man, cook, and raise kids. And versus, so that versus where the two people in the relationship are, in quote, power couples. They lead the frontiers in their industries. Which would you prefer? Like if
I,
money was not involved, like
honestly,
if,
I
if
prefer
in
none.
both situations you have
Okay,
money
is wait wait
created,
is there a spectrum? Is there a middle, or is
no
just
middle,
either
like
or?
and there's no fence.
Okay,
You're not durable. Solid.
let me just tell you, my decision has nothing to do with the other person. It's solely about me. I
Exactly.
do not want to be a trad wife, so there is no world in which I'll pick that. So I'll pick whatever option. I'm not a trad wife. Does that make sense? So
Let
it's
me
not
be-
really
let me
about.
come to- Are you consumed by the effects of capitalism, and that's why you
Yes,
don't
I
want
am. I am the poster child of capitalism. I don't get. So that's number one. Oh. But number two
to?
is that,
Okay.
do you know, when I was a teenager, in
Mm.
fact, in my yearbook, in our yearbook, in secondary school, I had the most controversial profile because one, so when they say what do you want to be, I wrote that I
Mm.
want to be a housewife.
Oh, then you'll be a housewife in a certain universe, don't you think so?
Maybe, but
You
then I was
you
also
keep
quite
being a
foolish.
traditional.
I was also a very foolish. In fact, whenever I think about like what I was as a 15-year-old, because I graduated like kind of like around when I was 15, I
Mm.
think that I was my dumbest in my life from like 13 to like 17 or 18. Like,
I thought you
I,
said that I thought you said you were the dumbest when you went for the last guy you were with.
no, I never said that. You're
Oh,
imagining
okay.
things. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway,
Oh my
yeah, so
god.
that period of my life was just full of like a lot of dumb behaviors. Anyway, yeah, so I chose that I wanted to be a housewife.
Can't imagine.
Also, the second thing that made my profile very controversial was that everybody were like, you know that thing when they say who's your role model? Everybody
Mm.
was like Ben Cassin, Jesus
Mm.
Christ,
Tolu
my
Abiodun.
mother. I mean, I'm just like Beyonce.
Aw.
Do you
So
know
you
that that's
be
why?
Beyonce fan
Do
and
you know that that's why they sent me to that missionary school thing that we met at?
yeah,
It's
interesting.
because I said that Beyonce was my role model.
Interesting. And they could not take off the Beyonce off you.
I swear. They don't even know self. Beyonce and Ben Carson now. I don't get. All the people that chose all the
The
people that chose
politics.
Ben Carson, they're still on this street hustling with me. So I don't even the people that chose Jesus Christ, their life is still not like Jesus Christ. So at the end of the day, I was the most honest among everybody.
Proud of you. Would you say like the average Nigerian woman wants to be a child wife?
Hmm. You know, in the past 2 weeks, I've stopped being a very online person. But
Okay.
previously, before that, I was a very online person.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was a very online person, I would have said kind of, because like a lot of the conversations that we have on online is just a lot of people secretly wanting that life or like admiring that life. Both those who admire it and those who openly admire it, and those who say they don't admire it but then feed into it. So like things like talking about like girlfriend allowance. Sometimes I don't know if I hate these things because I've never had them. And
Mm-hmm.
my thing is not even necessarily that people can't have girlfriend allowance or things like that. My thing is that you should not be thinking about your life in a way that, oh, I like I want to be with someone who will give me girlfriend allowance, blah blah blah. But like maybe because I don't want, because I'm not like actively seeking out those things, that's why I don't have them. It's going to be nice to have like someone who can pay for all your bills and everything. But
Who
I
doesn't?
just think that it's like taking it to the extreme of where we're coming from, to think that someone else should be like, to become entitled or feel like another person's like some of your income is coming from someone else who did not give birth to you and who you are not like an artificial benefactor. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where we now have people. There was a time on TikTok where there was like full-time girlfriend, stay-at-home girlfriends. Like, what do you
Like
mean
permanent
stay-at-home girlfriend?
stay-at-home girlfriends.
Yes,
That
stay
was
at home
interesting.
girlfriend. It was a big thing on TikTok for a while. And I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, just say you're an unemployed person. What do you mean by stay at home
I'm
girlfriend?
not saying you're a lamb. What is that thing you call your boys, girlfriends?
What
Tablet.
they call them? Because the thing is that, okay, so if you and this person break up, you won't go to find a job, or you will go to find another boyfriend who is going to take you up as a stay-at-home girlfriend. Like, how does that make sense? You are a leech, you are a parasite. Like, like, to me, it's just like, as an adult, the world is hard. There's inflation. People's income, like, most people can barely keep a one income household. Obviously there are people who can do that, like, that earn enough, but like most people can barely keep a big enough one income household that caters to two or more people. So where do you get this idea that somebody should pay your bills for you? Especially like when you think about it in terms of like uni, you expect someone who is in the same level as you to sort of like have more money than you to sort out bills for you, do your hair. Like, there are things that, to me, those things are just extreme. I can confidently say that in my life, or even when I was a broke babe, no man apart from my father has paid for my hair, paid for like my like, girl maintenance stuff. Nobody
Mm.
has ever done shit like that for me. Nobody has, all those things
Even
are
when you
just,
were dating your boyfriend,
no, like nobody has ever done stuff like that for
was it
me.
because of you declining the request, or like
No,
did
it
he
was
ever
just
offer?
not a thing. It was
Or
just
like
not
he
a thing.
was not.
Like, I've
He,
never thought of making my hair and say, hey, I want to go and make my hair, or send me money or stuff like that. Like, if I want to make my hair, I make my hair. You
Mhm.
find me with a new hair. Like, it's not even up for discussion. I'm not even
Gotcha,
having a
gotcha.
conversation with you about it. Like, I even like doing my lashes. Like, when I do my lashes, I sort of book them ahead, right? Because the place I do my lashes, you do need to book. And when I book, although you don't have to pay for lashes, I just like to pay so that it's out of the way. So even with my last partner, I'm just like, hey, can you take me to where I'm doing my lashes? So he will drive me there. He'll pick me up from where I am and drive me there, and then come to pick me after. So he'll do stuff like that. He will take me to the salon, pick me up from the salon. Like, we do stuff like that, but it's not like I want to make my hair. I'm not. In fact, there are times that we would even go to make our hair together, right?
Mhm.
But like, because he had full hair and he used to make his hair. So like, but it's not like I'm going to now be thinking about how you're going to pay for this. I'm not saying he doesn't pay, but like, I don't have like people who have bought me stuff. I've even had like normal acquaintances, like no romantic, no romantic like relationship between us, who have done like outrageous things that cost money for me, like sent me like huge amounts of money, or bought me like things that were very expensive. So it's not like, I'm not saying that, oh, you can't receive gifts or you can't get, but those things should be gifts, not like entitlement, like, oh, because you're
Mm.
my
But like,
boyfriend, you
when
have
don't you think there's a
to do.
point in the relationship, like, and that's back to the third wife conversation now. There's a point, or maybe expectation. It depends on the expectation, but like, should there not be a point in relationship where it should be like it should be like a an obligation of the man to provide
Why?
those things.
Why? So, no, do you know the
Like
thing? Okay,
like
so here's the
in
thing, right? My own is
yeah.
that context is very unique to everybody. So if
Okay.
you, me now, oh, I am a feminist, like, is on my head, it's on top of my head. And so for me, it's hypocritical for me to say that I I think that men and women are equal in rights and opportunities, and still expect a man to pay for my bill. Is like, it's super hypocritical to me. If
Okay.
now to contextualize it, let's assume that I earn $20,000 in a year, and I'm with a man who earns $200,000 in a year. If we
Mhm.
run a house, obviously he can't expect me to contribute as much as he does because we don't have the same earning power, right? Once we um 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 if he expects that from me and he's now limiting his own lives because of mine, like let's say, oh, we have to be 50-50, so 10K 10K or 15K 15K, I count
Mm,
that as wickedness. That's not being fair to your partner. And
yeah.
in the same vein, if I earn 200K and
Yeah.
I'm dating somebody that earns 20K, I don't expect them to contribute as much to the house. I expect that bulk
Mm,
of the financial responsibilities is going to come from me. And
mm-hmm.
that, for me, that doesn't mean that because one person earns more than the other and contributes more financially, that doesn't now mean that I would now expect I will not expect that they will do bulk of the household chores. It's not like
Yeah.
those are two separate things for me. We would still think about splitting household chores according to how much time we have available. Because just because one person earns 20K doesn't mean that they work less or they are not working longer hours than the person that earns 200K.
Yeah.
And the thing about household chores has to do with like comfort, time, availability, who can do what better. That's how I think about it, right? And so that's what it is to me.
Good.
But if one person earns 200K and another person earns 20K, and the person that earns 20K probably works like a lot of hours or things like that, it is up for discussion to say, hey, I think that having a better family structure is such that me that's earning like 200K, I earn alone, and then you that's earning 20K probably just quit your job so that we can have a much more like maybe focus on things in the house
AKA
and
switch to being a
upgrade your
third wife.
skills. Yes,
AKA switch to being a third
yes,
wife.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Go
yes.
ahead.
So upgrade your skills, or even just not think
Maybe
about
just learn
upgrading
how to cook.
skills. Yes, whatever. It can be anything. It can be, okay, do you want to continue being corporate or would you just focus at home? And for me, this is genderless. This does not have to do with man or woman, right? And just focus on like taking care of the home. And then when I earn a salary, I'm just going to move X% to joint accounts, X% to you, so that you are not financially dependent on me. So for me, there's like an arrangement where that can happen, but that is context unique and that's unique to that couple. To me, that is not like just because you're a trad wife does not necessarily negate being like a stay-at-home wife or mom or parent does not necessarily negate like um being like it does not negate feminism or like an equal partnership or equal home. It just matters on why was that decision made and how is that being catered to. A decision where I am working and then I get married to a man and he just says, oh, you have to quit your job because I don't want my wife working. Like, are you daft? Who are you? Like, from where
Mm.
to where?
No, no,
And
no.
in and
It
even in
might
that
not
conversation
it might not
of
always come in that way though. You know.
Yes, no, that's what I'm trying to say. That it's not just because you're a trad wife that it is bad. It is like, how did you become a trad wife? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay,
even in
okay.
the conversation of me earning 20K and someone earning 200K, even if they propose to me that, oh, you should probably just quit your job because this is that. If I say I don't want to quit it because I enjoy it, even with its stress and its low pay, that should just be the end of the conversation.
But don't you
Because
think that's selfish in the interest of our collective as a
no,
family?
that's not selfish because
It
what you're
is.
doing, because I
Don't
have
think,
my own personal ambitions.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah, but like
can't,
in the context of the family, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. This is not something
nobody sent you. Devil is not looking for
um
advocates. Waste time
but
of your
like
time. So
but
just say
like
what
when
you
we
want to
say
say.
when we say we want to raise a family, we
Mhm.
want to cater for the household, and we
Mm.
want someone to be in charge of that. I could be in charge of that, but then
Yeah,
we're
so
going
okay.
to
So since you
I could
care
be in charge
so
of, let me
much,
finish please.
okay.
Then we lose $200,000 coming into this family
Yeah, so
when we
what
handle
if
it.
me that is earning 20K tell you that I'm comfortable with that? That
You're
I'm
comfortable in
comfortable
losing two
with
hundred
us
thousand
earning
dollars.
20K, yes, so that I can
But don't you
continue to
think that's
pursue
like
my personal
that's
ambition.
that's like acute selfishness?
No, so let's think
Because
about
you rather
so
put
let's
us
think
into
about
penury as a
wait. So
family.
no, but I will not rather do that. I will continue working. You can continue working, right?
Yeah,
One
but like
one penury.
No,
So
no, but
let's
like,
think about, oh, wait. Tolu, let's think
like,
about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? I know
like,
there have been criticisms for hierarchy of needs and everything. Self fulfillment and self actualization is quite really important to human well being.
of course.
Telling me that I have to give up my ambition and my self fulfillment and my self actualization because you want a family, or because
No,
we
no,
want
no,
a
not,
family,
no, no, no.
because we
It's not a
want a
selfish request
family.
now. It's not because of, it's not a selfish request. It's for us. Did you
That's
get
what
my
I'm
point?
saying. But the
So
thing is that in
if
my
you
own,
continue,
okay, so but in my own mind, I'm
okay,
saying that we want a family.
yeah,
Let's make you work with our two jobs. You are the one who is saying that I should quit my job in order for us to have a family.
okay.
Yes. I am saying that I want a family too,
It's a
and I want us to
proposition. It's a
navigate
proposition for the
it.
betterment, a common sense proposition for the betterment
No,
of
it's not
the
for the
family.
betterment. A lot of
It
families
is.
are run.
It is
No,
largely for the betterment of
a
the
lot of
family.
families are run with two income households, like two people working. So in
Far
what?
more are run with single income also. In single.
Yes. Now in this case, I do not want to quit my job. What's the big deal?
That's my point. My point is that is an extremely selfish act
No,
that
an extremely selfish.
prioritizes the collective good and focuses on yourself.
How is that?
It's an
No.
individualistic mindset. It's an
No, so
individualistic mindset
so
that
no,
is not
no.
focused
Tolu,
on how can we make this work entirely. So
yes,
we're
that's what I'm
saying
saying. You
instead
are
of
doing it. You are
instead
playing a
of us
zero sum game. It is
no, I'm
not
saying
that.
no, 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 no.
No,
I'm
Tolu.
saying it could, and it could be the other way around because, like, I don't want it to be like a woman man thing.
Yes,
I'm
I
talking
understand where
about
you're
it
coming
as a
from,
partnership
and
thing,
we're talking about it
and I'm
genderlessly
saying,
now.
if somebody significantly out earns the other person, why are you wasting your time earning
You're not
20K?
wasting your time because the things that
It's
you're
a
thinking
waste of
about.
time. It's a waste
Wait,
of energy. It's a waste of
Tolu,
resources
calm down.
that
That's
can be
what I'm
channeled
trying
into
to
something more
say.
productive.
Hey God, Tolu, that's what I'm trying to talk about. Ambition here. Ambition or self fulfillment is
Yeah,
different from money. Some of these people who are like trad wives, sorry, not trad wives, stay at home wives, right?
and you
Some
think
of
the guy does not want to stay at home if he could?
Wait, calm down now.
Okay.
Some of these people who are stay at home wives, some of them end up running like charities or things like that, right?
Yeah.
Because they're still in search of like being busy, like they need some sort of like self actualization.
Okay.
So it's not, and they're working for free. They might be working for free. They might even be putting their own money into it. So it's not always about like money. That's my point. My point is
Yeah.
just
So, like,
because I earn
in the
20K,
context of
it's not
in the
always
context,
about money. It might
yes.
be that I find fulfillment in having something to look forward to, going out
So
every day,
in that
meeting
case, it
people.
can be. It can in that case it can be you looking forward to cooking for the household,
Yes, but I
looking
don't
forward
find
to
fulfillment
doing
in looking
laundry
forward
and
to.
taking
I'm
care of the
telling you that
kids.
I don't find fulfillment in that.
So the only thing you find fulfillment in is earning 20K.
No, it's not. You're still narrowing it down to money. Let's say my
But
job.
like in this
Yes, in
context
this
where
context.
it's an economic decision
But it's
of
not,
this
but it's not,
couple.
that's the thing. Having a job or having something that you're doing is not always about like an economic fulfillment. There's also the psychological and social fulfillment of it as well. And so that has to be put into consideration. If you earn 200K and the person earns 20K, and you propose to the 20K person, that it can even be the 20K person that proposes. So remember, for instance, let's look at Love is Blind again. What's the name of those guys? That lady that was Muslim.
Yeah,
She
I know
was
her.
the one proposing to the guy that she wanted to stay at home, right?
Yeah,
Since he earns and everything. So it's not always like it's a
and it's not like he earns
200K person.
significantly. Oh,
Hmm?
his money was he earning so much? He was not earning so
Yeah,
much.
I think no. The way they framed it was like he was earning good.
He was earning
So
okay. He was not like a outrageous
yeah, okay.
rich person.
But anyhow we place it, right? My point is that it can be that it's the person who is earning less that even proposes it, right? But it's in the case that the person who is earning less says, I want to keep earning because this job gives me psychological and social fulfillment, you should not take it away from the person because of your so-called collective good, because it is not a zero sum game. It is not that houses that are people who have like two income houses are nonsense houses, right? It's not all are nonsense families, and it's not always that families that have one income earners are
But it
now
increases
perfect
your chances.
families.
It
In
increases your
fact,
chances.
I can even say that okay, I'm going to take my 20K into paying for extra labor. So it's just like I'm not even necessarily earning the money, but it is making our house more balanced. I'm going to take it into paying for daycare. I'm going to pay.
I'm making you more absent.
Well, Tolu, it's not. So, are you saying that your mom was working, right?
Yeah.
Are you saying your mom and your dad were absent parents, and that you don't want that kind
I
of
don't want to talk about
thing?
my growing up on the podcast.
Okay. So anyway, do you know the funny thing? You know, I told you that the reason why I wanted that when I was in my yearbook, I said I wanted to be a housewife. The main reason was that because I hated my mom working. I
Ah,
hated the fact that my mom was working, and
great. Yeah, yeah, you're
I
even giving us perfect example actually.
yeah, and
So you're
I had
giving
a
me
wait
and the
wait
devil's
wait
advocate
wait. I had a
perfect example.
I had a classmate, Kausara, who her mom was a stay at home mom, and that babe basically that babe got first. She used to get first from like just 1 to SS3,
Great,
always. Like there
great.
was no this thing, and the thing was that everybody in the school, from like principals, like classmates, even to her herself, used to talk about like how brilliant I was. If only I was a little bit more settled, more focused, more calm, more, if I just paid a little bit more attention, if I just like
Can you
always
see?
read.
Like if you
Wait,
had
wait, wait, I'm going
parents that were
somewhere.
staying at
Wait, I'm
home,
going somewhere.
you probably would not
Wait
have
now, I'm
ADHD.
going somewhere to do.
I'm
So
just
they
saying.
talk about like, because like this babe now, before we resume holidays, she has finished her master's book, like back to back. She has finished it, right? So it's like, so it was, but I was still better at math though, like not better in. So like we were like equal at maths, but like if they were taking us to a context, like let's say for Olympiads or things like that, or like things that we have not met before, I would do better than her. So which is why people were like, "You're so brilliant. You just need to put in effort." And so I used to think to myself that if only my mom was a stay-at-home mom, she would pay more attention to me. I would not have to think about like things like because I was responsible for like making sure that my uniform was ready. Like even though we had like washing machine or something, I'd still have to like load the machine and everything. But I'm like, if my mom was a stay-at-home mom, she would basically do all of these things for me, and then I could focus on like doing stuff for myself. So that's why I had like this resentment of my mom working. But it just turns out that I had ADHD. Simple. So even so
Oh, it's
there
because
was
your mom was not available. That's why you have ADHD.
no, it's because probably my parents are neurodivergent as well. That's why we're all neurodivergent in my house.
No, it's not hereditary.
It says who?
No, it's not hereditary. It's a behavioral. You learn it. You
You're talking nonsense. So did you actually do research into this thing? Because I did research
yeah,
into it.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is not behavioral. Okay, but like let's move on from so that we don't
Okay,
like
okay. Let's move on. Let's move
stay
on.
here. Yeah. So my point is that I just had ADHD and I thought that it was because my mom was not a housewife. That's why that's why I was not like putting as much effort like the
Question,
other babe was putting in.
question. And I want you
Yeah.
to think about this question very, very deeply.
Yeah.
Do you consider Remi Tinubu a traditional housewife?
I
Hold
don't
on,
know
think
much
about it
about her.
first.
No, I don't know anything about her, so I can't think about.
No, like based off what you know, like from
Like
Twitter
I know
and
zero.
internet.
Is she the one that is the pastor?
Yeah, that's our
So the
first
only
name.
thing I know about her is that she's a pastor and she
She's
has
a
a
senator.
garden.
She's a
And
politician. She has a garden. She
so
farms.
so that's the only thing I know about her. Like I know zero about her.
Okay, second question. Would you consider Funke Akindele a traditional
I
housewife?
also know zero about Funke Akindele apart from the fact that she makes movies. I don't even know if she's married.
She's divorced twice.
Okay,
Um,
I don't know that.
would you consider Michelle Obama a traditional housewife?
Obviously, she's not a traditional housewife.
Or she?
She's a
Oh,
person
power
now.
couple.
She has a
Power couple, power couple.
hmm?
All right, nice.
Yeah, she works. But the thing is that also just for clarity, for clarification, you know that stay-at-home wives or moms are not the same thing as trad wives and moms. Some stay-at-home wives or moms are not traditional.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
Yeah,
can
trad
see where
wives is
you're
a
coming
very specific niche. By the way, I have an auntie that is pretty much like a trad wife. Oh.
from. Really?
Yeah.
Can we invite her to the podcast?
She will not come. She's very, very shy and anxious.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen to this
Like
week's
she's so
episode of
shy
I
that
Said What I Said.
she used to
Hold on,
make
hold on,
me
hold on. Did you listen to this week's episode of I Said What I Said?
the one with CCM
No, the one with the
Dodos.
she girl. Was it this week?
No, that was
Listen to that show.
last week or something. Yeah, yeah, I think I've listened to that one.
What do you think of that episode?
I think they just like solved a lot of dilemmas.
This is your space. You can say anything.
It's dilemmas. We talked about this last time. Okay, what do you mean by safe space? Like, you want me to comment on something specific, you do have to point it out.
Do you think that that was like probably one of the most boring episodes of all time?
It was not boring, but it was different. But also, I'm not a huge fan of Chigal style of comedy,
Hmm.
so it's not like something
Talking
that
about
I
comedy,
really
talking about comedy,
yeah.
who would you say is the most comedic person or individual or group of people in the last 10 years that have
So
graced us?
before we do that, I don't want to forget this thing. There's something that one of my friends sent me something yesterday when I posted the this thing when I posted my picture on my IG story. So I want to know the meaning, please.
Okay.
So it is Moma casket es okay. What does that mean?
It means that they will hang you on a rope and they will dry you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you lying?
No.
How does caskets translate to rope?
So the casket in Yoruba means rope.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about caskets like as an
Oh,
English
like
word.
that. No, 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 no. No, that would have been casquete. So that would be casquete. Casquete is like coffin.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, like Yoruba is from like the English etymology. Or what's that shit they say?
Mm-mm. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any other Yoruba translations for me?
No, no, no. I just thought it was funny. I asked him, and
Oh yeah.
I was just
You're
like,
just probably just maybe because you're tall.
okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean? So if you're tall, you hang somebody by a rope.
Yeah, so they can get dry and you get shot.
I think you're a fool. In fact, you're so foolish that I no longer believe your interpretation. I don't know if it's even correct anymore.
But yeah, I'm actually for real.
Hmm.
Yeah. I swear, if you have any other Yoruba translation,
I should be
something,
bringing it, right?
bring it to me. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you say who is the funniest person I know?
Yeah, yeah, comedic. Apart from me, obviously,
Mm.
there's comedy as well.
Yeah,
Um,
because the funniest person I know is me. I'm so funny.
no, no, I mean like me, Tolu.
No, the funniest person I know is me, not you. In fact, I'm funnier than you. I make you laugh more than you make me laugh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, your God, what?
Instagram boys, they deceive you, bruv.
I'm actually so funny. So get out.
Okay, so answer my question.
Anyway, funny. I don't know any funny person. I beg.
For real?
The only person that I find funny is the person I'm talking to. So as I'm talking to nobody right now, nobody's funny to me.
Okay, fair. So you only derive comedy from. I see. Makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Let me tell you, things that I have like so I oh god, I hate saying certain things. But anyway, so one of the reasons why I find you funny is that I have like a dry sense of humor. So I like when people know how to play like puns, sarcastic. By pun I mean pun, please, not porn. Um, how to like use sarcasm, irony, all those sort of things. Like most people's brand of comedy is not that, so it just doesn't it's not like I don't find him comedic. I don't find him funny. Like I don't think of them as funny people.
Do you know
Like
who I think
most
has been funny in the last even 3 months?
someone I
Those
thought was funny.
twins.
I can't like do
Those
you think I'm
twins. No,
tracking
no.
everything that
I'm
people
asking you. Do you know who I think?
who?
Those twins in Big Brother. I'm not watching Big Brother currently, but
Okay,
like
but so how
they're these twins that when they do the diary session, they do this gesticulation and all of this drama, and it's always funny. It's like
okay. So
10/10
me I've not seen
funny to me.
I've not seen any of their
You
clips.
watch
I
Big
don't
Brother
know.
currently?
No, apart from that first day, once that first day was over, for some reason I've just not seen anything about. I don't even know if people are watching. Nobody on my timeline is talking about it, or maybe all the people that are talking about it have muted them. I don't know. So like, I just so disconnected. I've not even tuned in. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know their names. I don't know their faces. Like zero. But also, that's what I mean. Like, if I find people that are doing like gesticulations and all of that, if it's genuine, I might laugh, but like, I might also just think of it as a caricature. Like, for instance, there is no skit maker. Okay, like, saying no is like extreme, but there's almost no skit maker that I find funny because most skits are caricatures, especially those ones where a man is pretending to be a woman. I just find those ones
Oh,
utterly
especially the Nigerian
disgusting.
ones. Too.
Yes, even but there's even American ones too
Too
that
stupid.
a guy will pretend to be. I just find it disgusting. Like, as a man, are you trying to say that like you just make women's mannerism funny? Like, is there nothing funny about being a man? Why do you have to dress up like a woman? So like, I find those ones disgusting. But like even just general skits, I just find it like a caricature, boring, like not funny. I typically don't find it funny. So once in a while, I find life funny, but not all the
I
times.
think it's been dead lately.
So me, I don't know. So like, just generally, I don't know. There's this guy, Phil Hanley. I used to find his comedy funny. So sometimes I'll see him on on my TikTok timeline, and then watch his stuff. Like I used to find him funny, but it's not even like funny. Like, oh my god, I'm throwing my belly out. It's just like, oh, this is funny. This kind of funny type of funny. So yeah. The only
Mm,
person that's funny is the person that's I'm attracted to. Every other person is boring and they need to all just like listen to me yap because I'm genuinely funny.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you what your thoughts are as regards the. Well, you don't watch football, but you follow Man Arsenal. What's that club you follow?
Mm-hmm.
What your thoughts are as regards the transfer window? Um,
Okay, so that's something that obviously I can't comment on. I know nothing about it, so
you're
I can't
just
like
a fake
I see the
ass.
banter. I
Fake
see that
ass.
people are being okay.
Okay, since you can't talk about that, let me talk.
Mhm.
Let's talk about something you can talk about.
Yes, wait. I have a bunch of things that I want to talk to you about.
Oh, great. Let's shoot.
Yeah,
Okay.
so one of the first things is that somebody listened to our episode about ghosting. Sometimes I think when I
We
come
talked
back to
about
this
that.
when I come back to this our recordings, I need to be clarifying some things. For instance, in the last this thing
Why did
I
you have
said,
to clap
and
now?
I didn't clap. It was I one of my palms was open and the other one was formed, so like I kind of boxed my palm, not
You
clapping.
said you
Yes.
didn't clap.
It's not clapping now. Like you don't understand. One palm is open. The other one is like in a what they call that in knuckle. Like when you want to box. and then I used the boxing one to
That's
slap.
even worse. That's so much worse.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, not just that, babe. Continue.
That's so funny. What was I saying again? You see, you've distracted me. Okay, so yes, in our last episode, I said that Mr. Easy can never find me for us to. I just want to clarify that that's a lie because I actually like have a proxy circle to Mr. Easy. Like I could have even met him one time, but like I was just not interested in going. So yeah, I do hang around a certain circle that. Yeah, so we could have seen. So I think I underestimated myself too much. So I needed to re-estimate myself. That's number one. Then number two, somebody listening to our ghosting episode, and then the person told me that you ghosted them. That's why you're defending ghosting because you're a ghoster.
What's the person's name?
I don't want to say it obviously.
Text it to me and
I will tell you after the episode.
just text it to me. Let me just
Do you
know.
know the funny thing? I even texted you that day and told you that, this person said that you ghosted them. And you
Oh,
didn't
really?
answer me. I think we were talking about something else on this side as well. Yeah. But so I wanted us to talk about like ways to break up with people.
Me, I ghost a lot, sha. So I don't even.
Yeah, you need to. But the
I
things I
can't
think you
even
need to.
deny it.
But why are you ghosting people? Like, talk about it. Why are you ghosting
Because
people?
I measure how much conversation I can have in a day. And when I've had like a lot of conversation in a day, like having another conversation with
Yes,
someone.
but not replying somebody in a day is not ghosting. It's not that deep. Like, I don't reply
I'm
everybody in
trying
a
to
day.
remember who this person is actually.
Free it. You already said that you already ghost people all the time. Not replying somebody a day is not ghosting. No,
No, no,
ghosting
this one is not a
somebody
day. This one is
is.
like a month or like. So like what
Yeah,
I've not
so
replied you in a
but that's
while,
not even
and then
ghosting self.
no, that's ghosting. So if you don't come back to the conversation, say like after
Mm.
I've not replied you in a while, we'll just end it there.
Wait, sorry. Context matters because, like, if we're talking about, like, if you're an acquaintance, you can't ghost an acquaintance
Why?
because, like, okay, so like, let's say who will I use as a good acquaintance now? Um, let's say me and Habib from Smiley Socks are talking about, let's say something that has to do with socks, like with business, and we just like, that's how it is. So I was even thinking, self, I don't know, maybe I'll just travel to China, and then he doesn't reply me after that. Do you know? I even forget that we're even having a conversation. It's not that deep. Like we're not friends in a way that I expect them to like answer me about everything. And it's not like he left me in the middle of an active conversation. The conversation has sort of already died down. I won't count that as ghosting. But if I'm talking with my friend and I'm like, do you even talk to Tolu self? And then the person doesn't reply me. And then I text them the next day and be like, or a day after, or just like a week after, and be like, hey, what's up? You didn't reply me when I asked this. And the person didn't answer me, then that person is ghosting me, obviously. If I'm calling the person, they're not picking, that person is ghosting
It's
me.
actually crazy that you mentioned that someone told me you ghosted them and I ghosted that message. That's actually very, very weird.
Oh yeah, wait first, let's finish. I will tell you who the person is.
But
And
yeah,
then but then there's it to when is my friend can ghost me. And if let's say it's someone I'm talking to or a romantic partner and they don't reply me after a certain period of time, and I text like, hey, what's up, we've not spoken in a while, or I'm trying to call and they're not picking, then obviously they're ghosting me. So that is the situation when it's ghosting. You can't ghost an acquaintance. So my point is
that's your
that,
own definition of ghosting.
oh guy, you can't go, that's universal. Nobody's, if you're an
How
acquaintance
is
with
it
somebody.
universal?
Oh Jesus Christ! Like an acquaintance. If you
You
don't
don't
talk to
need
an
no proof that
acquaintance,
it's universal.
if you don't reply an acquaintance in 24
Hmm.
hours, trust me, they
Not,
don't think you
not
ghosted
24
them.
hours, yeah. Like
Hmm?
nobody considers 24 hours, even if it's like
But you were saying
a
that
big
something
or like
about, oh, you have conversations, you've run out of of your daily quota or something like that.
and that continues every other day,
And
because yeah,
my point is that that person self might even forget that they are having a conversation with you because they are just an acquaintance. They don't expect like a an
okay. So what about ghosting are
ongoing.
we talking about today?
You ghosted this person, right?
I don't
So
know
I
who the
just,
fuck I ghosted now, and you
yes,
don't
no
tell me.
problem. So I'm just saying that let's talk about. So you said you like oh God, Tolu, your talk. Eh? You said you like that you always ghost people. So I was asking you that why exactly do you ghost people? And you said it's because of your quota. So imagine your fiance now.
Mm.
Hmm. Imagine your fiance now. You
Mm.
travel to Lagos or something, and
Finish
then
the
she's
word that
texting
want to
you.
enter your mouth.
Eh?
Finish the talk that want to enter your mouth now.
And she's texting you, and then you don't reply her. Is that normal to you? Like you're like,
That's
oh,
that's a different conversation. Like this,
but at
this is
that point you're
this.
ghosting her now.
Come on, can you be real? Like
Yes,
that's
being
that's
real.
a different conversation.
Okay, no, I don't understand. So like, if
You don't
okay,
understand.
let's assume you have a girlfriend.
Like
Let's
not even my
suppose.
friends. Like
Mm,
if you're my close friends,
mm.
like if you're my close friend,
So
like
okay, what kind of people do you ghost? Let's start
people
from
that I
there.
don't fuck with now, like people that I'm trying to push off.
So that's what I want to say. So the reason why you ghost people is because you're trying to let them go, not necessarily because you have run out of your daily quota of speech, right?
Oh, I thought you were smart. I thought like you got the
No, you should have been smart and explained yourself better. I don't get.
this girl free me a beg.
Okay, so because of that, I wanted us to talk about like how to let people go properly without ghosting them.
No, I don't think so. Like yeah, like not
Personally,
everybody is
personally, ghosting is not
deserving
that
of
deep
a
to
proper
me.
goodbye. That's my theory, Sha. Not everybody is
Yes,
deserving of a proper
yes. My
goodbye.
own theory too is that like if somebody is ghosting you, like for me, no communication is communication. Like if you're not communicating with me, you're trying to tell me something, I'm going to get that message, right? But you now, in our last conversation about ghosting, I was the one defending ghosting, saying that ghosting is cool. Like people can ghost you. They are just like
I
for whatever
was
reason.
I'm obviously going to be playing the other side of
No, you
we're a
don't
team
have
here.
to be. No, 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 no.
We're a team
I've
here. Like we
told you,
can't be on the same
Tolu,
side.
we
Like
can be
when
on the
I'm
same
talking about
side.
hold on, when I'm talking about traditional wife, does not mean I'm supporting that line of
No, no.
thought.
Let me tell you
No,
something.
no.
Tolu, let me just tell you something. Eh?
Okay,
Devil has a lot of free times on his hands. Has a lot of free time on his hands.
okay.
I
Why
swear
didn't you
to
bring him
you,
over for the podcast?
he does not know you, and he doesn't
Why
want
didn't
you
you bring
advocating for
him
him.
over if
He
he had
does
a lot
not
of free time?
need you
Why?
advocating
Why
for him.
did you fucking not bring him over? This girl,
I
you have
don't
a
know him
problem.
personally now.
You don't
A
know the
child of
devil.
God. Yeah.
What's your surname again?
I'm a child of God, so like I don't know him. I can't. You now that is
You
trying to
said you're a
advocate
child
for
of
him.
God. Hi,
You
Jesus.
that's trying to advocate for him. Me
Child
now
of God
should be
don't
trying
suffer.
to.
Child of God don't suffer for this world. Hey,
I don't understand. Am I
if
not a
you're a
child of
child of
God?
God, what would you not call like me?
Who are you?
Jesus.
You are the
Child of
one.
God don't
You're
suffer.
literally devil's advocate. I don't get.
Uh, oh, what school did you go to again?
Yeah, so funny.
Uh, hey,
Um.
I don't carry problem. Chai,
Okay. So
chai.
anyway,
Omo.
so for people like you that are cowardly and can't actually break up with people properly
Mm,
or let them go properly, I wanted us to discuss some tactics that
mm.
can help them so that they stop hurting people because apparently people really get hurt by
Grow
ghosting.
some thick skin, come
Because
on.
even when
Come
this
on, grow
person
some
told me,
thick
I was
skin.
like,
Like someone did not talk to you does not mean you should be crying and
"Oh, see, do you
reporting
know when this babe told me, I was just
reporting
like,
to reporting yourself
is it that
to
serious?" She was like,
everybody on
"Yeah."
the internet.
I was like, for real? And she was like, I was like, how long did you
Oh,
guys
is it
even like
she?
have a
Is
conversation
it
or
she?
anything? Yes.
Was it
And
someone
then
that was it someone that I
wait,
was
so no,
seeing?
please, I'm not going to say the person on this podcast, so there's no need for you to push it.
So don't bring it up then. Like if you're not going to see
Oh
the
my
person on the
god. My
podcast,
point
you
is
can't
that
bring it
people
up
do
because I
genuinely
need
get hurt.
context. No,
People get hurt
no,
by
that's their fucking business. I
ghosting.
don't fucking care. We
Okay,
can't
so
we
I
can't
just
continue the
wanted to help
conversation.
the ghosters so that
Okay,
they
I'll
can
just keep
learn.
shut then.
Okay, so you don't want to develop like ways in which you can let people go without hurting them. Ah, what is this?
I posted you, babe.
Hey. your ghosting is so fake because you just told me that you ghosted me, which means that you're still communicating with me.
This girl is a fool. What do you think about
Ah,
Split's co-founder, CEO?
I think we spoke about speaking about this thing. You're saying you said you don't want to speak about it because he's your guy. So like,
Yeah, but like again, I've come to the understanding that these conversations might be necessary. So, okay, let me not say that part of this conversation on here. But
oh yeah,
do you
send
think
it
it's
to me my
possible? Do you think?
DM.
Do you think? Do you think is? Do you think that's like possible to
What
like
is
squander
possible?
$1.5 million?
So honestly, I feel like y- my stance on how some of these stories are written is that they need more um they need more research, and they need to be written by people who understand how these things work, because just saying that one person squandered $1.5 million is sensational. A lot of people are going to take it and believe it and run with it, but it's like having, for me it's just like, for you to squander $1.5 million, like $1.5 million is like, even if we're using 1,000
2 years,
naira to a distance like 100
2 billion.
and
That's two
hmm?
billion. That's
Yeah,
about 2 billion.
yeah, but if I using 1,000 naira, that's like 1.5
Oh,
billion.
1,000 naira. Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's like 1.5 billion. Does he have
Yeah.
a Range Rover? Let me not say Range Rover. What's the like expensive cars? Ferrari. Does he have a Ferrari? Does he have a building in Banana Island? Does it, like, those are the things that would take it. If it's just like one lame nigga wearing shorts everywhere,
You know,
I
you
know
said like
get.
you're carrying babes to W bar.
So is it W bar that will squander 1.5 billion naira? That's the thing for me. Is like, conceptualize the money. What
Like people just talk about these things.
exactly? So the thing is that for me, the way the story was written is like, you want, like, I like reading, is it the Information or Wired now? When you read the story, there was this story I read about, like, even the story about Fast, the story about
Like even if it's going to
this
be a
ticketing platform
cooked up
that in
story.
the UK. Yes, even if it's going to be a top story, I want to understand what happened. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want surface level
Yeah.
report. Like, like when you're saying something happened, I want more context to
That
be given.
company
Like,
is
exactly, and I understand,
not
because
quality
one
at
time I was
all.
talking to a journalist friend, and he was like, "Well, how are we going to get these things when nobody wants to talk to a journalist? Everybody say under the hood, they want to be protected." And I hear you. My thing is that then frame your writing better. Like, instead of saying that he squandered 1.5 million, say that 1.5 million is unaccounted for according to X and X person. That makes more sense. Instead of saying that he squandered 1.5 billion naira. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
For
That's
me to
why I
believe
think
that somebody squandered 1.5 billion, their life has to look like they squandered 1.5 billion. That, and I'm not insulting him, oh please. I'm not saying he looks wretched or something, but like, to me, he doesn't look like he squandered 1.5 billion or
yeah.
anything. So it's like, even when people were saying that, I know the way they wrote the bar story and they were like 2 billion is missing, and it was like, oh, they shall I take 2 billion naira? And I'm just like, I don't know. I know Shola very well. If he has 2 billion
Like
naira,
he's
he's
driving to
probably
Lexus
living like
350
that.
for God's sake.
Exactly. His life does not resemble somebody that is chopping 2 billion. So
Like he drives a Lexus 350. He lives
thank
in
you. So I'm
fucking
just
road.
like, he has to be dumb otherwise. If he takes
As
two
in,
billion and that is how he knows how
like
to spend
how
his
do
money.
you say like yeah, like it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like
Exactly. So
and it's sensational. So like all these people that are like dunking on
exactly.
founders because of obviously the incident that have happened and all thanks to this ecosystem that we have experienced.
Mm,
Uh their dick is so hard in record time
yeah. Oh,
because
so
like oh this and that is
yesterday
gonna
I
change this
was
is a dunk
thinking
on another
about
founder.
about it, well, that why do people like these stories so much?
You
And
see,
not even
now you guys triggered fucking you triggered everybody.
how.
You guys were raising bastard money, paying yourself high salaries, and all the software engineers were earning peanuts, and you could not pay them before they got foreign gigs. So they're pissed. They're pissed at you.
So my ex-partner used to say something about how, like, imagine if both of us were working at InterSwitch and we started the same, we're doing exactly the same things. You even think that you're better than me, right? and
Mm.
then I now say I want to go and launch a company, and then I now raise like they now announce I raised $2 million,
Mm.
and you're just like this person that I know, like who is giving them $2 million to do
Yep.
what? What
Yep.
are they building? So like that part of it is that complex where you are
Yep.
still looking at them as like the same people, and it's
Mm.
not even as if they have changed. Most founders that I know, I'm going to be very honest, they're typically very humble, very like
No, not me. I'm
inquisitive.
not humble. Fuck that. I ghost people.
They're very humble, inquisitive. They ask questions. They want to understand things. Like they're looking for help. They are very open. Like most people that I know, but like
And you're not
also
humble too. Like, why are you putting yourself in the brackets too?
Jesus Christ, Tolu, please let me just speak. I don't want us to be doing all this rubbish.
But are you humble? Will you consider yourself a humble person?
If I say I'm humble now, it will be like I'm not humble. Humble people don't say they're humble. So I
Oh,
can't
but
say
you're not humble,
anything.
child. That's what I
Okay,
mean.
so how am I proud?
Emmanuella, you
Hmm?
fucking stay in Chicago. Can any of
What
your
does that
employees
have to do
afford
with
staying in
anything?
Chicago? Can any of your employees afford staying in Chicago?
But do you think that it is the company that pays me to stay here?
Nobody fucking cares.
Exactly. So because the thing is that me
Nobody
now,
fucking cares.
the same way
If
nobody
you buy a
knows.
Ferrari tomorrow and put it on the streets, will everybody and you tell people tell them that can my company pay for it? Nobody's looking for anything to you.
I'm
You know
so
that.
that's so yeah, so that's another context that people don't understand, that sometimes people have money outside the company. The money I've put into my company has not paid me up to that amount. The money that
Nobody,
I have
nobody,
personally put into a
nobody
company.
fucking cares. Nobody
Yeah,
fucking cares.
so yeah, it's things like that. It's also things like, so the second thing I want to talk about is these people that always say that, because I saw somebody saying that investors will not give money to investors will not give money to good founders, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, you know what? You're a loser. The second category is people who always say that um that because these founders are caught squandering money, that's why investors does not want to give them don't want to give other founders money. I'm just like, no, investor, you're not raising money because you don't know how to raise money. Full stop. It has nothing to do with everywhere there. In fact, the kind of like squandering of money and companies that close in the US is not even equal to like Africa or Nigeria. And I get that we do have like the African discount, but like you just have to let go of that foolish mindset. There are people, as you are complaining that investors are not giving money because of one founder or the other, there are other African founders that are raising money. So you have to ask yourself, what is it about you that's preventing you from raising money? You have to be honest with yourself. I heard about one YC founder that immediately he collected money, went to Las Vegas. Like when YC wired the money, he went to Las Vegas to go and spend money. Not an African founder, to go and spend the money on hotels and shit. So like, it's not the like people should stop thinking that this thing is unique to us or anything like that. It is not. And this thing, if you're not raising money, it's probably because you don't know how to raise money. Until last year, I really did not know how to raise money. I'd never realized how bad I was at raising money until last year when I got into Texas, and then I now realized that, oh, there's actually an entire process to raising money. That's number one. Number two thing is that um you can't
How
raise
much
from a
have you
place
raised
of
since last year?
non-strength. It's not about how much I've raised. I want to explain something too. Because me, like my point is about the losers who like crying. It is not like the thing is, you have to be honest with
You're
yourself that
not
maybe I'm
crying
just
too. Are you
bad
not
at
crying
this
too?
shit. Hmm?
Are you not crying too?
I don't cry that people are that the reason why people are not raising money is because of another person's money, or that investors like giving money
You
to
don't think it's a
people.
contributing factor?
It's like it's non-consequential. It doesn't matter. To me, the
No,
contribution is not
Emmanuela,
very
come
much.
on, don't
Wait,
say
please let
that.
me let me finish my
Don't
what I'm
say
saying.
that. Don't say that.
The reason why I'm not raising money is not because
You
Split
can't say
squandered
it's
1.5 million.
non-consequential. You can't say it's
Wait now,
non-consequential.
Tolu, between the time that they say Split found a match and now, thank God I've not been raising money in that period, so nobody can criticize me. So between the time that one founder was caught or another founder was caught, and now, And when I was raising money, there were founders who African founders who were raising money. So if I'm not raising money, it is not because of Dash,
But
because there are
it is.
founders who have been raising money
But it
during
is.
that period. Hmm?
But it is.
Okay, I know you want to play devil's advocate, but I'm actually
I
speaking
see. I'm not
serious
even trying
here.
to play devil's advocate now. This one, I'm actually front and center behind
Okay,
it.
so nobody has been raising money since Dash was
No,
disgraced.
that's not the case here.
Okay.
It greatly affects general investors.
Okay, yes, I agree. But is
Oh,
that why
then
Zilla has not
you say
raised money?
it's insignificant. Abi, what did you
No,
say?
I said that okay. The word is not insignificant. I said inconsequential, but it's not inconsequential. It's marginal. That's my point.
No, it's,
Is
okay,
wait, okay,
yeah.
Tolu. The reason why Zilla has not raised money is because Dash Dash founder Dash that's not even in Nigeria, but let's just take it as African. Is that why you have not raised money?
No.
Thank you. So my point is now
Yes,
that
yes, it's part of it.
okay,
Yes,
so the
yes,
other
it's part of
people
it.
that raised money, why was
Yeah,
it
like
not raised?
a lot of investors have pedaled down
Okay,
on
so the
investing
people that raised
largely.
money,
Like you
why
need to
were
understand
you not one of
first the
them?
market is shit. First, you need to understand the market is shit.
Thank you. So
Second,
my
hold
point
on.
is
There are a
that
lot of my point is like you can't say it's marginal. You can't say it's marginal.
it is marginal as long
I don't agree
as
that it's marginal.
no me I think that's marginal because as long
Well, the
as there are
marginal
people
can be like
as
ninety
long as
percent.
there are people who are raising money, it means that money can be raised. So if I'm not raising money, it has to do with things that I do not have yet. And it can be that my storytelling is bad. It can be that my business is bad. It can be that investors are just not investing in the category of business that I play in right now. It's just not a thing for them. It's just
Would that
not
have been a
in
different
their
story? Would that have been a different story in 2019?
And yes, it could have been a different story in 2019. That's my point. My point is that in fact in 2019 self, that was the
So I'm
best
not even
time.
picking like 2021 because like the market was booming then. That's why I picked 2019 far back. So like the market was
Mm,
stable, market was okay, but like
mhm.
we've not experienced some of these catastrophes
Yet in
that have not been
2019,
so
in 2019, I did try to, I think before I even started launch the company, I tried to raise money. In the same thing with, like, I have friends from 2019 who also tried to raise money and couldn't. And they were just saying, like, oh, investors. In fact, I used to have that stupid mindset before. Oh, investors is investors are. So I realized that, wait, if there are people that they are giving money to, there's something about those, there's something those people are doing right that I'm not doing right. Some people don't realize that they just do not have the relationships to be able to raise money. Because half of raising money is the relationships that you built. If you don't know anybody, if you've not built anything, if you don't have people who are advocating for you to get money, it's going to be fucking difficult for you. Full stop. It's just what it is. I one of my ex partner self when he was raising money, literally the way he was raising money was that he
your
just
ex-partner
had
was a co-founder, was a CEO, was the CEO of the company.
he had one of his
Emmanuella, who
former
is your
companies.
ex-partner that I don't know of?
Shut up, let me finish what I'm saying. He
Emmanuella, you're holding your single partners for me now.
house which significant partner? I said ex. And
Yeah.
you know them. Just
Who is
wait,
who
Tolu,
what's
let
you
me
know what's their name?
Tolu, we can't be jumping from one topic to another without
Tell me
finishing.
their name. Are you shy? Are you shy of the people
I'm
you are
not
dating?
shy now. I'm not saying
Yeah,
it
say
here.
their name now.
I will tell you after the podcast
Why
because
is everything happening after the
you
podcast?
already
What's
know. You
this?
just
I'm
want me
not.
to
I'm going
say
to
it
go see
here.
after this podcast. Actually,
Okay, I'm not talking again. I'm not talking about this topic since you won't let me land.
you can only take off right now.
Anyway, when he was raising money, it was literally his ex boss at his previous company. His two of his ex boss
Talking
like
about ex bosses, actually, hold on, hold that thought for a minute. Do you
okay.
think that startups that have raised at least Series B should have like a CVC, like a corporate VC, where they fund businesses that are started up by alumnus or alumni or alumna of their
Startups in Nigeria.
yes in Nigeria.
No.
Why?
Because a Series B company is not yet an established company in Nigeria. Like
It
there's
is in
no.
Nigeria. In Nigeria context, they are very much established.
How many companies have raised Series B in Nigeria?
So that even gives you an indication of how established they are because they are very scanty.
Okay, yeah. So what I want to say is that I think raising you know the way we find like raising the way people think that raising pre-seed, raising
Mm.
seed is hard. I
Mm.
think that the real struggle is from Series B because not a lot of companies have even raised Series A.
Emmanuella, that's not
But
the question I'm asking you. I'm not asking whether it's hard or it's not hard.
my
The
point is that
question
Series
is,
B companies, there is no
mm,
proof that they'll be able to raise Series C.
that's not
So
my question,
wait, let
Emmanuella.
me
Listen to me.
finish now. So the companies that should have like venture funds in them are companies that have free cash flow. It's not about the series, it's about free
At
cash flow.
Series B, for most companies, they already are doing very well in terms of cash flow. For most
Should we
companies,
talk about cheaper cash?
that's cheaper cash rate Series B.
Yes, no.
I say most of them. So think of the likes of Paystack, Total with Money Points,
Yeah,
Number,
those companies have free
InterSwitch,
cash flow. So
Piggyvest. Piggyvest have not raised anything.
no,
Okay.
PiggyVest has not.
So
I think PiggyVest has raised.
like companies of that stature, right? Should those kind of companies not have like a CVC of say it can even start small, like a 500K ports, and
That's
you
fine,
give
but I don't think that it should just be in like ex people that were working at your
I
company
think it should
before.
be exclusively for those.
No, I think that it should be things that advance the industry that they are in. So, like for instance,
Yes, but like it should have okay, maybe not exclusively, but I think there should be higher preference for those. I think an ex sort of wave person,
you think
if
that is
they're
everybody that's
building,
passed through my company that if I have money, I will give them something because they're
if
starting.
someone has passed your company and stayed there for 3 years, you don't think you believe in their work enough to give them 5K or 10K.
I might think their idea is shit.
You think someone that has worked with you will put out shit stuff,
Most founders have shit ideas.
and the fact that they have worked with you will not change that.
Yes, a lot of people don't realize that their ideas are shit.
Okay, I think it's actually breeds. I think this would actually breed like a community of builders,
Yeah,
and it will help
I
us
do
build. Like,
agree
and it
that
doesn't
we
have
should
to
have
always
like
be grand
more
ideas
of
all
an
the time.
active
Yeah, yeah,
angel
I don't
type
think we
of
always have to be like grand ideas all the time. Like when we were doing
yeah.
hackathons in OAU, like they were not all great ideas, right? And most of them didn't even survive.
Yeah, but that's if you have money to lose now. Like most people in
500K
Nigeria don't
is
have
small
money to
money. It's
lose.
small money for most of these companies that have raised shit ton of
I
money.
don't know because
It's 500K we're talking about here.
I'm Tolu. I honestly don't know because like I don't know their finances, right? And they
Emmanuela,
might be think no. So
Emmanuela,
like for like
we're
Flutterwave,
not saying it has to be like you have to look into their numbers and like just
yes. But
picture
my point is
based
that
off
Series B companies still fail, and you don't want to be
nobody's
the
like
person
even if they
that
fail and so even if they fail,
wait now. When postmortem now comes, take about we now say that you took 500K and was
fuck Tech
squandering
Cabal.
them.
Who is talking
Are you
about
there?
Tech Cabal in this conversation? Fuck Tech Cabal.
Well, my point is that people are still thinking about like I don't think that most Series B founders are like, oh, we've arrived yet to that point. But I do me my own is that I feel like more founders should be writing angel checks, like
So that's my point.
founders
Like,
that
I
are
don't think it
at
should be on a founders level.
level.
I think it should be on a corporate, like company level. I never think. I
But
don't think
Flutterwave is writing checks now. Flutterwave
exactly. So like,
invested three
it
million
should be.
in
It should
in
be. It should
Piggyvest.
be. Yeah, it should be like that. It should be like that. Like other companies that are of other wave size or around should take on that responsibility. I
Yeah,
think
so
this will help
Paystack
the
also
ecosystem
did it
so
because
much.
they bought
Like
out
we can't talk about
Raz.
Silicon Valley today without talking about like small funds like that
Yes, I
that
agree with
actually
you.
catalyzed
Tolu,
the
Tolu,
ecosystem.
Tolu, I agree with you, which is why I think that we still have a very, very, very long way to go
But
in
a
like
long way to
African
go
tech
today.
ecosystem
But a long
because
way to go today
yes,
is
wait
not
now, allow me to
that
finish
we should
saying
not
the things I want to say.
on your talk. Sorry.
We still have a very long way to go in terms of like building the ecosystem because the systems in place that made Silicon Valley what it is today do not exist in Nigeria.
Like
The
what systems?
the so like people being willing to like invest in like random ideas, that's one thing. Two, people willing to lose money because they backed somebody. Three, people
But people
vilifying
not winning in
failure.
2021.
Hmm?
People were winning in 2021 now and they lost money.
And so now, but the thing is that take for instance the dot-com bubble. People lost a lot of money in the
Okay.
US. That did not now prevent people from continuing investing in venture. The thing is that it's a social cultural thing. Like Nigeria is never going to make They're just not going to
No,
make,
I
because
don't
we
agree with you.
don't
I don't agree with you.
have the behavior
That's
of people that will
no,
make it. Like
that's
people are
classy.
very risk
That's fallacious. Have you entered?
adverse.
That's very, very fallacious. Have you entered
Okay,
the
I agree.
Nigerian Stock Exchange?
No.
If you say the size, like our market size, I can agree with you. If you say investment size, I can agree with you. But come on, it's not the same Nigerians that are investing in crypto every day and MMM.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. It's a mindset thing. So why are they investing in those things? They think that those things will make them one rich. They don't care about fundamentals. And when those things blow,
It's the same
what will they
Nigerians that
start
invested
doing?
in Nigerian Stock Exchange. Oh, are those ones
Because they
not?
think it was a safe bet. So there are two types of investors in Nigeria.
Hmm.
The people who are like looking for super safe bet. That's why you have people saying that instead of venture funds investing in startups, that they should come and be investing in their small business where they are making where they'll be paying them dividends. Like there are two types of investors. One, people who are looking for safe, non-risky bets that would end up giving them that will make them like a little money, but will always make them money. And then there are people who do not care about fundamentals but want to blow in the next 3 months. The people who are in the middle, who are like, this sounds like an exciting idea. I want this to exist in the world if it can. This is a moonshot project. It might fail, but like if it succeeds, it's so great that it would exist. I want to fund it, and I want to fund it well, and wish you good luck. If it goes well, fine. If it doesn't go well, fine. There are not a lot of those type of people in Nigeria. And to follow that up is that when those people, like I said, people vilify failure a lot. Look at how like the pair guys, after trying and trying, and then they were like, okay, this is not working. Let's go back to the drawing board or figure out something else. Let's return money to investors. And then people just started having like a lot of opinions about like the idea was this, the idea was that, who did they even sell to? These are like people just started like there's just this thing where if you start a business, you raise some money, it doesn't go good. People who did not give you 1 naira, people who have been criticizing you from day one, people who were angry because they tried to pitch their way in which you should do things and you were like no, all of them would just come and just start like piling on you. So like there is no incentive for people to try things out and fail and go and try again. And because those things don't exist, we're a long way from being like a Silicon Valley. I don't know if the Silicon Valley model is good or perfect or whatever. Just
I
that
don't
I
think it's
know
different
that
from Nigerian ecosystem, sure. Like the Silicon Valley at its infancy, I don't think it's different from what we have today.
okay.
I think there will always be naysayers. I think there will
I'm
always
not
be
I'm
these
not
kind of
talking about
people.
naysayers.
I
I'm
think there will
talking of
always be folks
we
like Ted
need
Campbell. I think there
more
will always be folks
sayers.
like
We need
different
more
folks
yay.
like
We
that.
don't have enough sayers. So it's now like it's a bro culture because it's
Yeah,
founders
like until
it's the
like
same
see, like
wait
I'm
now.
very sure that sorry, I'm very sure that before we had like a massive influx of years in Silicon Valley, like results that like, needed to first come out. We needed to have like things blow and
Okay.
results
So when
come,
things
and
blow,
then a decrease in amount of people. If we don't have that, if we
yeah,
don't
I agree with you. I
blow
agree with you.
prior for that
I
to
agree with
happen,
you. I
we are
agree
still
with
going to
you.
be in the same condition. Do you get
Okay,
me?
I agree with you. But I just wanted to say that our series big companies are actually investing in companies. I have a company that invested in yeah. In fact, they wrote our first check. And I think it's Series B or Series A company. I can't remember now. Money Point invested in Payday. Florida Wave invested in Piggyvest. These are the ones we know. They probably have other people that invested in as well. Piggyvest invested in Florida Wave invested in Piggyvest. Piggyvest has bought company like really small companies before. Um and Piggyvest even invested in companies. I know like one company that Piggyvest invested in. Um what's the name of the other one? Paystack, we know that they bought brass, so they are invested in brass currently. So like these things are happening. So if that's what you are looking for, they are happening already. They probably just maybe it's not the scale you want, but also like we mentioned, the size of the ecosystem is still small and capital is still little. So things are happening. Maybe it's only number that is not giving people money. Maybe you want them to give you money since you work there.
No, no, I don't care about numbers money, to be honest. They're giving people money
Okay.
like I know of, actually.
So that means
Um,
it's happening.
but yeah, talking about the ones, Fireboy DML. Fireboy DML did a
Yeah,
magic.
Fireboy DML is good. Wait, I have another topic I want to
Hold
talk
on,
about.
hold on
We
on your,
spent
on
a
your
lot of
topic.
time
Hold
already.
on your boring topic. Fireboy DML did a banger, did a magic, did a phenomenal, did a
So
doper.
what do you want us to do about this?
What's your favorite song on the album?
I don't have favorites. I've been rinsing that
Does not
album.
make you special. Like, well, duh. You don't have it, duh. Like, okay.
Wait, do you think that I'm saying it so that I can be special? Is
Like,
that why you do
you don't have
things?
it, nobody cares. You know what?
Yes, you
If you
asked me
like
a question,
have
I
favorite, if you
answered.
like don't have favorite, nobody fucking cares.
Wait, Tolu, you asked me a question and I answered.
Okay,
Are you
okay.
okay? Are you okay?
I should be asking you that question.
No, I think you're not okay. You asked me a question, I answered, and you just went off. What's your favorite song on it?
Isha Oluwa, to be honest, like
Okay, is that why you are criticizing
I
me?
really liked that first song. Like it
Mm,
soaked me in. It took me in. Like and it was very spiritual. The gong, the instrumentals, everything
mm.
about that song was brilliant.
Oh, I really like one day's bop. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
like it. I really
Is
like
that your
it.
favorite
Maybe
song on the
that
album?
might be my favorite.
Also, you do favorite now, or there. All right, moving on to your topic.
I don't know. You made me tired of the topic already.
All right, let's wrap up this podcast. I think it has been a very long one already.
Yeah.
You
All right.
don't really talk about That's you're very very what's the word?
Okay. Let
Considerate.
me talk about it.
It's not funny. Why are you
Anyway,
laughing?
so yeah, so yesterday I went on Twitter and I saw like this thing where and like I think some of my friends replied me about it, but like I was just wondering generally about it, like what's like so let me just read the tweet and then we can just like, but I don't want us to narrow down to only that. So this babe said, polyamorous people don't owe you
Jesus is
disclosure in
Lord.
quotes. Wait,
Jesus
calm
is
down.
Lord.
Wait, Tolu, let me finish.
Polyamorous.
Wait,
Polyamorous again. Polyamorous.
is that,
Leave us alone. Leave us.
wait, Tolu, I don't want us to talk about
Bro, let's wrap
polyamory.
up this podcast.
No, that's not what I want us to talk.
Polyamorous in 2024.
Wait, Tolu,
Polyamorous.
calm down.
Hey, my God. Oh, my.
That's not what I want us to talk about. It's not about the polyamory. So just keep quiet. Let me finish speaking, okay?
Okay.
Polyamorous people don't owe you disclosure in quotes. The same way you don't go about announcing that you're monogamous to everyone you meet or fancy. If you want to know a person's relationship status, ask. It's not lying by omission because they didn't tell you straight away. So my what I want us to talk about is not polyamory, but rather than like there are certain things that might be deal breakers for people in a relation in like when forming like a romantic relationship, for instance polyamory, having kids, having like STDs, say HIV or things like that,
Mm,
being like in certain religious sect, like let's
mm.
say Mormonism or things like that. So when do you think that these things should ideally come up in like in forming a romantic relationship? That's what I want us to talk about, not polyamory. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, you answer the question. Answer the question. When do you think they should come
Okay.
up?
I don't know. So for me, I felt like so I don't know. I feel like it's dicey, right? So like
Mm.
if you are on a dating app, you should probably put all these things there so
You
that
put your
before the
HIV
person
status.
eh?
You say.
Okay, 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 but no, no, no.
Swipe
See, what I
left.
just said
Ah,
is
this one has
you can.
syphilis. This one has
Yeah,
HIV.
there's there's no actual distance self that lets you
Oh, don't fucking kill me, man.
there's no actual what they call it. There's no dating profile that even asks you like STDs or stuff.
No, you're the one
But
that
yeah,
you should be upfront now.
okay, yeah, I just remember that. But there are certain things that you can put. But people don't
If
always
you put
put
that
these
you're
things
polyamorous, right?
with calm down now.
I'm down.
So like
I'm down.
when they ask, like for instance, Hinge will ask you if you are polyamorous or not, if you're non-monogamous or not, and if like you are open to,
What's
and
hinge?
if that's like a deal breaker. Hmm?
What's hinge?
It's a dating thing like Tinder. Stop like
Oh,
acting like
really?
you're above it. Like I don't
Oh,
get because
I
you're
don't,
engaged now or what.
I don't know the shit, man.
Fool. You know Hinge.
I've never heard of hinge
Anyway.
in my life.
Okay, please let's stay on topic because we already spent a lot of time.
Okay,
So this thing, so like yeah, so do you know that some people will still not put those things there?
put what?
Like even like they will even ask you, "Oh, do you have a kid or not?" Some people will not put those things there.
Why is that important? Things that really matter. Like, how many published articles do you have on the interweb? How many PhDs, how many degrees do you have?
So
Like,
look,
are
can we
those
be
not more
serious? I want us to
important
talk
things
about
to
this
put on your
seriously
dating
now.
profile than if you're polyamorous or poly whatever?
Wait, Tolu, I want us to take this thing seriously, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like,
So
don't you get my point? Don't you think that that's more important information that will
like how
contribute
many
to?
things you have published on the internet? How is that important information?
That's important. It tells me like the degree of like the kind of person you are. Like you're an academic, or like if you've raised money, like how much have you raised in total in your lifetime?
Okay, Tolu, I think you don't want to really talk about this, so let's just wrap it up.
I'm actually serious right now. I swear to God.
So you go to Hinge if
Is
with
that not
and
a more productive conversation to have?
it's not conversation that we're talking about here.
Information to gather, brother.
I don't
Because
understand.
you're
Does
talking about the life
everybody raise
partner
money? Is
here.
everybody a founder?
No, no. So if you so it is categorized. So if you're an academic, let's talk about how many articles you've published
But
on
that's not
major.
how dating apps are.
That's why it should be changed. That's why there should be a revolution.
Okay.
Don't dismiss me.
I don't think that you want to like really talk about this in like a productive way. So I don't know what you want me to be contributing because I want to
I'm
talk
actually
about it
serious.
like
I'm actually dead serious right now. I
okay,
think
so
I think
what
dating
so
I
if
think
you're
dating apps.
dating a baby in finance, what would you want her to like put out?
How many deals you've closed, like the kind of merchants of companies you work with. I saw someone's
What if
profile.
that's
I saw
not okay? What
my
about somebody in
my
customer
friend
success?
My friend sent me his babe's profile because I asked like, "Oh, who is the baby you're dating now?" And he sent me her career profile. She did not send me Instagram. He did not send me
So that's
only.
anyway. Maybe I said this thing at the beginning of this call. I think that men think about these things differently, Sha. Or maybe it's not just men. Maybe it's me that thinks about it differently because if my friend is
Why it should
asking me
change? That's why it should
if I
change.
get to a point where I'm talking to somebody and I get to a point where I tell my friends about that person because just because I'm talking to you does not mean that I'm going to go and be telling my friends. But if we get to a point where I'm like, hey, I kind of met this person, I like them, and then my person's like, and my friend's like, oh, what are they like? The first thing I'm thinking about is not
LinkedIn.
um
It's LinkedIn.
what they do, how much they earn, like where they like.
But
That's
like,
not
if
what
you're
I'm.
thinking about them and in the context of being a life partner, should that not be important to you?
But when
Like,
you
should
meet
their star sign be
somebody,
more
the
important
first
than
thing you
that?
start thinking about is it like, oh, this person is going to be my life partner. The
Like
first thing you're checking about is that
at the
are we
point
base
when you start thinking
compatible
about them
at
as a life
all?
partner,
Yeah,
like
but that's
if you are
different
going to
now.
if
So
you're
when
going
I
to
go on Hinge or when
but
people
like
go
so
on
like it
dating
depends on
apps,
you. So like my point is it depends on you. If you're going to the whole dating shit with a mindset that you want to date to marry, like you want to the person you
yes, the
want to
first
meet.
thing you still check is if the person is dateable, right? Like compatibility test.
Like star
It's not
sign is not going to help you know if the person is dateable.
That's for you. There are some people that take it seriously, so they might think that just because you're a Pisces, you're not compatible with them. So you have to think about that.
I just think it's very warped and like not.
No, I agree, but wait, calm down. My question is that so yeah, my thing is not
Oh
even
yeah,
like
we're going
how
for
are
person to
dating
person.
apps.
Go
I
ahead.
told you that I'm built. I told you that I have a weekend project that I'm working on, and that weekend project literally is like a dating type product. So it's not dating type. It's not dating. It's not like it's not what they call it. It's dating, sure, but it's a dating type product. Anyway, my point is that so I agree with you that the way dating apps are now need to be disrupted. I don't actively use them, even though I'm on them. I just use it to look at what's going on in the market, like what's happening, what's available on the streets. But I have actually never dated anybody from there. I have like matched with like a few people and spoken with them, but like I just get bored and stop. So my but that's not my point. My point is that these apps make it possible so that you can be upfront with these things, and some people are still not upfront with it. Like they still just leave it till a certain point. But we don't even meet everybody that we take seriously from dating apps. I have never, all the people that I've spoken to, dated, talked to, been in a situationship with, had like some sort of like relationship with, I've never met any of them on a dating app. So even like when you even remove that context where there's something that even that sets the tone from the start, at what point like okay you DM a not you now because you're okay I DM somebody today because I'm interested in them and I start talking to them. But like I really don't know this person. So like I'm not going to come and start saying, hey, I like you, I want to start dating you. Just like the casual first type of conversation that we start having first before we start going closer, getting closer. So at what point is the right time to say, hey, I'm HIV positive or I have a child? Because even among like single parents, I see this thing come up a lot where like there was one I don't even know where I got that thing from, whether I was like watching a movie or TikTok or something, where someone was like the person she was dating found out that she had a child like I think on the third date or something, and then the person felt deceived and then she was like, no, I just will not bring my child around someone that is a stranger. Like, think about it. All the people I go on dates with, do I want all of them to suddenly be around my child? And the guy was like, no, you just did not let me know that you had a child at all. And by omitting that, you are doing that to get me emotionally invested. So my point is there are all these things that are like little deal breakers, right? That maybe not little, but they're like deal breakers for people. At what point is it ideal to mention these things? Because for me personally,
I think
someone
after the second date, sure. Like if they are very important things, like
mm,
and they're very sensitive things, like having a child. If you if you've gone past the texting phase, you booked the first date, you like what you see what you like what you see, and everything taps in. I think by the second date you should be talking about that.
by the second date or before the second date.
By the second date,
Okay, so you have to wait. Interesting. Personally, me, I feel like um me personally, or my own is that I genuinely hate when agency is taken away from me. So I will date people that have kids. I have dated people that have kids before, so it's not like a big deal. But if the person hid it from me, it will make me feel a type of way about like why did you like to me it's like there are two things: either you don't trust me enough to make like good decisions, or you wanted me to be already deeply invested in you in such a way that I can't really make a rational decision, which for me both of them are just not, they're just not like the best judgment of my character, or like things that or like you're giving me you're giving me bad vibes at that point because like so one of my exes, like my most horrible relationship that I almost wish that I can erase from my memory, he had a child and he didn't tell me. And then um he didn't tell me. We were dating, we're already dating, he didn't tell me. And then one day In fact, there was something, his phone was like chipped on the edges, and I was like, I don't get, why is your phone chipped on the edges? He never really answered that question until like one day he was like, my phone is chipped on the edges because my baby typically bites my phone. And I'm like, baby? What baby? So he just starts telling me that he has a child with a Haitian woman. Um so I'm like, I don't get, like, what's going on here. So I did not know if he was joking. He had never mentioned the child. He had never spoken to the child in my presence, or even like his baby mother. Like, I was just so confused. And it just turned out that there was this other babe that he was talking to at the time, that he claimed was his best friend, and he had told her, and she was the one that pushed him to tell me. And I'm like, why did you wait for her to tell you before you to tell me before you told me? Like, at what point did you think that this was something to say? And like, why did she even get to hear before me that is actually dating you? And then he was like, the reason why is because he he did not want me to not date him because of having a child, but like with her, he wasn't thinking about dating her. So just telling her was like, it was normal for him to mention it to her, but that he wanted to date me. So he was just thinking about like, if that was going to be a deal breaker, when was the last time? And I'm like, this is kind of manipulative, because I have dated someone with a child before. In fact, I had specifically wanted to date someone with a child at some point. So like, why, like, it's not by force to date you. It's like, it's not compulsory. I'm not something that you must get. So you should not be taking that agency from me. You should be telling me upfront. And if I say, okay, yeah, I'm cool with it, it's something that I'm walking into like on my head. You don't want me to like be emotionally invested in such a way that I'm now conflicted about, oh, I don't really want to date somebody with a child, but because I'm like emotionally invested here, let me just see how this works or something. Like, I've never seen it work, so I don't know how that would have worked. But like, it wasn't a deal breaker for me, oh, but the fact that he held it away from me became like something that like never left my mind. I just kept thinking about it for a long time. And even in other instances, I've been in a situation where someone held something from me, and when I found out, and I was like, why did you keep this away from me? And it's not even like it was not even a deal breaker for me, but like I just felt a type of way. And then instead of the person admitting and saying, oh, I should not have done that, that was shitty, the person was like, well, I wasn't even doing that because, do I know you? I don't know you enough. And I'm just like, you don't know me enough. In my mind, I'm like, you don't know me enough, but I know the X about you, I know Y about you, I know Z about you, that are just as important or like as sensitive. Like, why would, like, this does not make sense. And so, in fact, I felt like super gaslit about everything. Like, I was so conflicted for months on end. I was just like, was I dreaming? Was the closeness? Was I imagining the closeness? Was I like, it was just so confusing to me. I forgave the person about it though, but like, that gaslighting was so serious to me, because I was talking to the person, but every time I spoke with them, I'm just like, am I imagining things? Am I, like, it was just so confusing for me, right? So I don't know. I really don't know when is the right balance, because even for, especially for something like, let's even say, take something like HIV now, where people can be super weird about it. You don't want to just be randomly telling everybody that you're talking to that you have HIV, but you also don't want to not tell the right person that you have HIV, because you don't want them to feel like you manipulated them, or you don't want them to feel confused or a type of way about all those things. So like, yeah, I was really hoping that I would get like an alternative perspective from you. But
Yeah,
yeah.
probably not actually.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we spent a lot of time on, and it's time
Yeah,
to close this.
yeah.
Yeah. All
At what
right.
age do you think people should stop like celebrating their like doing parties for their birthdays?
At no age, they can
Like, do
keep
you
doing
think
it
they should be doing
forever.
parties every year?
And if it's important to them, fine, they can keep doing it.
Okay.
Like, I don't understand. Is there like an
I
age
am
where
finding justification for not doing a party next year.
did you do a party this year?
No, no, ish.
Yeah. So if it's important to you, I think you should do it. Like, there's no age where fun stops. So
Okay, great. Thank you.
yeah. But also remember that you're planning a wedding, so
Money
don't
is
go
not a
and
problem,
bankrupt
bro.
yourself. Hmm?
Money is not a problem in our world.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
We
All
have
right.
we don't have scarcity mindset. We have abundance mindset. God is going to provide my
Now
needs.
abundance mindset don't put me
Riches
for
in
where I
glory
did
in
like this
Christ
now.
Jesus.
So
God is going to provide for everything I want. I will not lack a dime, a nickel.
amen.
In the words of Bernie Sanders, I will not lack a nickel. A nickel. Have a
Okay.
nice day, guys. Thank you for rocking with us. This was a very chaotic episode, but
Also, please, I really want people to tell us the things that they want us to talk
I don't think
about.
you want to
Like,
hear that. I don't think you want to hear that.
why?
I don't think anybody should tell us what. Because we're independent black women. Sorry. Independent people. We don't want anybody to tell us any shit. Please keep your opinion to yourself.
Please, people, send me. You
Who
don't
are
have to
the
send
people?
Tolu. DM me.
Your best
Like,
friend.
wait,
Just
Tolu.
text your
Wait,
best friend
oh, do
to.
you know that last week or our last episode, we
Hmm.
had over 26 people listening that listened to it.
Is that the highest ever?
26 individual people in a single in
Is that
like
the
a
highest
3 day
ever?
period. Hmm? I
Is that
can't no. Our first episode we have over 50 people or 60 people that have listened to it.
okay? So why is celebrating 26? Are you mediocre?
No, in a 3 day stretch, like it was like super fast. That's like the fastest that we've had.
Oh, okay. What was it now?
Yeah. The
What was
number
it
of
now?
people that have listened to that particular episode. Let me see. Let me see. Mm, oh god, where's that thing? Mm, oh, that particular episode is just 28 now. So just two after. But yeah, we're not doing any promotion. So,
Okay. We should not be proud of ourselves.
like, none of us posted it.
That's mediocre.
Yeah, the thing is that this is just a lazy thing for us. So I'm generally just happy. And you said we should not be ambitious about it. So,
Oh yeah. All right. Have a nice day. Or not.
yeah,
Whichever you
bye.
choose to.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.